Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Miss Mary, and I am coming live to you for a story time. When you arrive, please say hello in the chat so that I can give a shout out. Happy Friday. I hope you're all staying safe and dry today. Again, when you arrive, please say hello in the chat so I can give you a hello. And I have some great stories for you today. I have 4 books, and this week we are all imagining our stories as a chef. So all of the books this week are food related, cooking related, chef related. So I just love the stories that I'm going to share today, and I'm excited to share them with you. So again, welcome to live story time. If you have arrived, please say hello in the chat so I can give a shout out. And as always, with the live story time, the replay video is posted as soon as I'm done. So if you miss any of the stories, don't worry. You can always catch the replay video after. So again, if you have come in, just say hello and I'll give a quick shout out. And I also wanted to make an announcement. You may notice I'm in a different location this week. Last week I was in our picture book section of the library, and this week I'm in our staff lounge, actually. And because it's the best place to be with a couch and it's cozy. But as of this Wednesday, we had a limited walkthrough reopening to the public. So there's all that information is available on our website if you're curious about that. It's been going well. It's been nice to see our patrons again, slowly coming back in. It's limited services, and the library will look a little bit different. A lot different. You know, there are no toys right now, there are no games, limited seating, things like that. But we would love to see you if you feel comfortable coming in. We would love to have you and help you out. And if not, if you are still nervous about that, it's completely understood. We are still offering curbside pickup, and that is another amazing service. So there's lots of ways to still library while this is happening. So let's get started. Again, this week's theme is imagining your story as a chef. So I have some great stories to share with you today. Let's start off with a book called Little Chef by Matt Stein and Elizabeth Weinberg. And again, just say hello in the chat and I will get to you after the story. Here we go. Hello, my name is Lizzie. Oops, sorry. I skipped a page. Stuck together. Here we go. And I am a chef. Ever since I was a baby, I loved to cook. My mom and dad call me their little chef. I love to cook too. I have my own special hat and coat made just for me. Chefs have to wake up early and stay up late. This morning, I woke up Mom and Dad extra early because it's a very special day. Grandma is coming over for dinner. My grandma is the greatest chef in the whole world. She taught me everything I know. Today, I'm going to cook a perfect dinner for her. My grandma expects the best. On a special day like today, I need to have a big breakfast. I'm making my famous scrambled eggs. First, I crack the eggs in the bowl and mix them up with a fork. Then I pour in some salt and pepper. That's called seasoning. To be a great chef, you need to season your food. just right. After a delicious breakfast, Mom and I write a list of all the ingredients we need for dinner. Tonight, I'm going to make Grandma's super special smashed sweet potatoes. Say that a few times fast. I want to show Grandma that I can cook just like her. A chef always gets the best ingredients, and that means going to my favorite place, the farmer's market. How many of you have ever been to a farmer's market? They are so cool. We get to the market early so I can get the freshest fruits and vegetables. Grandma and I love sweet potatoes. They are better than regular potatoes because they're a cool orange color and sweet like candy. I pick out the best ones I can find. We buy a fuzzy peach, even though it's not on the shopping list. I get to eat it right there in the market. Once we get home, it's time to start cooking. I tell Mom we should begin with the sweet potatoes. Mom and Dad peel and chop them and get them ready for me. Stir, stir, stir. Right? Gotta stir. Do you know the best part about making smashed sweet potatoes? Smashing them, of course. Now it's time to add the secret ingredient. Grandma says every great recipe has one. It makes a chef's food taste extra special and delicious. Oh no, the secret ingredient isn't in the recipe. Now my sweet potatoes will never be as good as Grandma's. That's right, if it's a secret, it's not gonna be listed in the recipe, right? I guess I'll have to find my own secret ingredient. I'll look in the spice cabinet. Maybe I can find one in there. How about this one? Oh, nope, too spicy. Grandma won't like any of these. What am I going to do? Achoo! Of course, this is the perfect secret ingredient for my sweet potatoes. Grandma will love this. I wonder what it is. Finally, it's time to take a taste. A chef has to taste everything to make sure it's perfect. And my grandma expects the best. Grandma is here. I can't wait for her to see what I've made. Now we are ready for my favorite time of day, dinner time. Daddy takes the first taste. Then Mommy takes a taste. Finally, Grandma takes a taste. Delicious, says Grandma. These are even better than my own super special smashed sweet potatoes. What's your secret ingredient? Grandma, you know a chef never tells anyone her secret ingredient. She has a point. What a perfect meal, says Grandma, and being with you is the best ingredient of all. You did it again, little chef, says Mom. Now off to bed. Before I go to sleep, I have just one question. What should I cook tomorrow? That is the story of Little Chef. So I hope that inspires some of you to make some yummy treats and cook, of course, with Mom and Dad's help, always with the help of a grown-up. Let's see. Hi, Sadaf. Hi, Amarali. Hi, Bahar. Hi, Margie. Hi, Sammy, and hi, Logan. I'm so glad you can join for story time today. Again, if you have just arrived, you missed the first story, but don't worry. You can always watch the replay to catch up on any stories that you may have missed. Hello, Marwat. Hi, Muntaha and Zoha, all the way from Pakistan. Love it. Um, make sure you say hello in the chat so I can give a shout out. And let's keep going with our books. Now, I know it's summer and it's not really soup weather, but I just love this story. This is called Making Minestrone by Stella Blackstone and Nan Brooks. What do you do when you're feeling lonely? You ask all your friends around to make a minestrone. This is a special kind of soup. You'll need green beans, carrots, onions, peas, potatoes, zucchini, pasta, cooking oil, salt and pepper, and water. Okay, we're ready for making our soup? Each take a basket to carry what you pick and hurry to the garden quick, quick, quick. Here are the tomatoes, juicy red and round. Yum, I love tomatoes, especially in the summer. And here are the potatoes, deep inside their bed. Over there are onions. Ooh, they will make you cry. And here are peas and green beans climbing to the sky. Zucchini have enormous leaves, furry, wide, and flat. Carrot leaves are feathery. Rabbits all know that. Is everybody ready? Let's start to cook. Wash, peel, slice, chop, then fry up the onions in a great big pot. Stir in all the vegetables, lots of water too. Salt and pepper, pasta shells, a wish for me and you. Bubble, 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 quickly lay the table. Now it's time for us to eat the one and only homegrown, home-cooked magic minestrone. Yum! And in the back of the book, there's a recipe. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that story. I'm trying to find the best angle since this is a new location. So I hope you enjoyed that story. I am going to do a quick link in the comments to this week's themed activity guide. It's all about imagining your story as a chef. So making food and cooking together as a family, those are some of the best ways to spend time together. And our next two books will really, really show that. So this book is so much fun. I found it earlier this week. It's called Gazpacho for Nacho by Tracy Kyle. This book is so much fun because it has Spanish words sprinkled throughout the story. So I practiced yesterday with one of my coworkers, one of our lovely pages, Melissa, helped me with all of the pronunciations, and I hope I'm not going to make a mistake. I might make a mistake, but she went over everything with me, and this is just a fun little way to learn some new words. So I learned some new words, and hopefully you learned some new words today too. And again, when it comes to learning a new language, it's not about being perfect. It's all about trying and all about effort. So, you know what? If you make a mistake, that's okay. It's all part of learning. So, this is Gazpacho for Nacho. Here we go. In a big, big city, by a large, large plaza, lived a very small boy in a simple white casa. Okay. Here's his house. The name of this tiny muchacho was Nacho, and all he would eat was a soup called gazpacho. Gazpacho for breakfast, gazpacho for lunch, gazpacho for dinner, for snacks, and for brunch. Now, gazpacho is a soup that's served cold, which is interesting and very refreshing for the summer. He didn't like meat or the smell of pescado. He didn't like chicken or ice-cold helado. And when he saw slices of manchego cheese, he asked, is there any gazpacho left, please? Mommy would say, you're a picky muchacho. Nacho would say, but I just want gazpacho. At breakfast, he woke up to leche and churros. He cried, Mommy, this is food for the burros. He's a little picky, right? For snacks, Mommy sliced up chorizo and bread. Nacho would ask for gazpacho instead. At lunchtime, Mommy served Spanish tortilla. Nacho would put the pan under his silla. That happens sometimes, right? When you don't like something, you try and hide it. I know I used to do that. My mom always got it, though. At dinner, Mommy fried mushrooms or setas and served them with rice next to crispy croquetas. She filled up a bowl with fresh loaves of pan and whipped up a custard dessert she called flan. All of the food was rejected by Nacho. Gazpacho, gazpacho, he cried. Mas gazpacho. He just wants gazpacho. There wasn't a plato that Nacho would touch. Mommy grew sick and tired from cooking so much. Nacho, she cried, it's just not right. No es justo that all of these meals are just not to your gusto. You're coming with me to the market. We're shopping. I'm learning to cook? Nacho asked, his eyes popping. The market was bustling. People were looking for all the legumbres they needed for cooking. Nacho's mouth watered while gazing at piles of colorful vegetables stretched out for miles. Onions, potatoes, cebolas y papas, bamboo and spinach, bamboo espinacas, cucumbers, mushrooms, pepinos y setas, lettuce and lentils, lechuga, lentejas, corn, avocados, maize, aguacates, and last but not least, bright red, juicy tomatoes. Tomatoes, said Mommy, for you to cook, Nacho. You'll learn how to prepare your beloved gazpacho. Ole, Nacho cried. I can cook. Yes, I can. And off to the puestos of veggies he ran. He gathered tomatoes that smelled fresh and clean and found a pepino whose skin was dark green. Among all the colorful, fresh alimentos, he picked out a few crispy green pimientos. He added a small clove of garlic, or ajo, and set off for home to begin el trabajo. Dressing the part with a huge chef's sombrero, Nacho felt just like a true cocinero. With bright red tomatoes piled up to his chin, he looked up at Mommy and said, let's begin. They cored and they sliced and they diced and they seeded the pounds of tomatoes and peppers they needed. Mommy then carefully chopped a cebola. Nacho helped, finding a large olla. Oh, that's right, the double L. See? Cebolla. The double L is a Y in Spanish, and I forget that frequently. I apologize. Nacho helped, finding a large olla. Nacho, said Mommy, I need the pepino. He gave her the cucumber. What a good niño. Mommy then crumbled some bread in the pot and left it to soak till it softened a lot. They sprinkled some sal and flew through the air. "Ay, Nacho," cried Mommy, "the bowl's over there." Lastly, she drizzled a very small drop of oil and vinegar over the top. She blended the soup in a big batidora, right, in a blender, and left it to chill in the fridge for 1 hora. Dinner that night was a wonderful treat. Nacho called Mommy, "La cena, let's eat." Nacho rushed into the kitchen and saw the bowls of gazpacho and stood there in awe. Bowl after bowl after bowl of gazpacho cooked by a clever, creative muchacho. He sat down to eat with a giant sonrisa and finished the soup very quickly, deprisa. Nacho was happy, but deep in his heart, he knew that gazpacho was only the start. He thought of the fresh, tasty meals he would make, the foods he would cook, and the sweets he could bake. Eagerly off to the kitchen he dashed, where all the legumbres, the veggies, were stashed. "Mommy," he said, "though I love my gazpacho, I'm trying new recipes. Call me Chef Nacho." And that is the story of gazpacho for Nacho. So this little boy started off a very picky eater, which a lot of people can relate to. Sometimes you just don't like food, or you don't like the way it tastes or feels in your mouth, and that's okay. But so, Nacho started off only liking one thing, but by the end of the book, he was excited to learn how to cook new things. So I just wanted to share that wonderful story, and I did make a few mispronunciations. And again, when you're learning a new language, and I'm trying to learn some Spanish words, that can happen. You are going to mispronounce things, and that's okay. I caught myself, and I have to remember the double L in Spanish is always a y sound. So, hi, Melissa. Oh, I'm so glad you came. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for, Melissa is the one, she commented, she's the one who helped me with all of my pronunciations yesterday. And I remembered most of them. So not too bad. I'm so glad your niece is enjoying the stories, Melissa. Thank you so much for joining in. And again, when it's all about learning some new languages, it's all about effort and trying and not being afraid to make a mistake. Miss Mary makes mistakes all the time, and it's okay. And you know what? In cooking, sometimes you make mistakes too, but sometimes those mistakes turn into something even more delicious. So don't be afraid to make mistakes, okay? I have one more story for you today. This one I really think is very special. Again, I said that about all of my books today. I really loved this week's theme about imagining your story as a chef. This one is a Native American family story, and it's called Fry Bread. Here we go. Fry bread is food. Flour, salt, water, cornmeal, baking powder, perhaps milk, maybe sugar, all mixed together in a big bowl. Fry bread is shape. Hands mold the dough, flat like a pancake, round like a ball, or puffy like Nana's softest pillow. Fry bread is sound. The skillet clangs on the stove, the fire blazes from below. Drop the dough in the skillet, the bubbles sizzle and pop. Fry bread is color, golden brown, tan, or yellow, deep like coffee, sienna, or earth, light like snow and cream, warm like rays of sun. Fry bread is flavor. See beans or soup. Smell tacos, cheese, and vegetables. Delight in honey and jam. Rise to discover what brings us together. And That's so true. No matter what culture you are or where you're from, food always brings us together, right? Fry bread is time on weekdays and holidays, supper or dinner, powwows and festivals, moments together with family and friends. Fry bread is art, sculpture, landscape, portrait, our daily craft, shared from teacher to student, a cycle of heritage and fortune. Fry bread is history, the long walk, the stolen land, strangers in our own world. With unknown food, we made new recipes from what we had. Fry bread is place, Alaska, Kansas, all the way to Maine, down to Delaware, on to Georgia, over to Oklahoma, Colorado, California. Cities and lands we call home. Fry bread is nation, Abenaki, Apache, Arapaho, Ojibwe, Onondaga, Oglala Sioux, Narragansett, Navajo, Nipmuc, Seminole, Shoshone, Sac and Fox, hundreds and hundreds of tribes. Fry bread is everything, round, flat, large, small, north, south, east, west, brown, yellow, black, white, familiar and foreign, old and new, we come together. Fry bread is us. We are still here, elder and young, friend and neighbor. We strengthen each other to learn, change, and survive. Fry bread is you. And the best thing about this book is that not only is there a recipe for fry bread at the end of it, but there's also, the author does a beautiful author's note about the history of fry bread in Native American culture. So this is just a beautiful story shared to children of all different backgrounds and all different cultures. And again, it shows us that we're different in some ways, but in a lot of ways, we are the same. And food is one of those ways that we can connect with each other and share with each other. I love cooking and baking for my family and friends because I feel like it's a way to the soul. Food is a way to the heart and the soul. And that is the same everywhere. Different food, but the same idea. And I just love that. So I'm pretty much out of time for today. I hope you enjoyed today's stories. I certainly loved sharing them with you, and next week I will be back with more stories and a new theme. It's a surprise. I can't tell you what next week's theme is, but it's a good one. And I, again, would love to see some of you come to the library and say hello. We are open. It's walkthrough service. So it looks a little bit different than the last time you were here, but we will be so happy to help you and show you some new books maybe, and it'll just be great to see you. So hopefully you can pop in and say hello at the library this week or next week. And again, check out the comments for this week's themed activity guide. It's all about imagining your story as a chef. So thank you so much, everybody. Please stay safe today. I know the weather is yucky outside, and that's not great. So hopefully it'll be sunny again soon. Until next time, have a great weekend. Stay safe. Stay healthy. I'll see you next week. Bye, everyone.